Might as well get the meeting started. Let me get this going here. Pull a little button down and start recording. Okay, if everybody will stand, we'll say the pledge of allegiance and honor of the prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, just thank you for each and every day you give us on this earth, Lord. Just thank you for each and everything you do for us. And Lord, just let us come together to make the best judgments we can for our county. Try to keep our county going in the right direction. And this, in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, next order of business is you can look over the minutes from the previous meeting. I sent a motion to accept the the minutes and suspend the reading.
I'll make a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes.
Jason makes a motion. You have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed no. Ayes have it. Treasurer's report.
The ending balance for the general account is $255,178.87. The road fund is $1,601,077.51. The jail fund is $9,479.34. The LGEA fund is $10,147.99. Solid waste is $41,397.03. Parks and Rec fund is $967.08. LGEDF is $16,494.06. The clerk storage is $8,224.77. The opioid fund is $133,117.39. Land acquisition fund is $6,126.99. And the EK Safe Fund is $496,527.08. All funds total is $2,578,738.11.
Any questions on the treasurer's report?
I move Secretary report is read. I'll second.
Makes a motion. Jason Reed second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed no. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Open comments. Open comments. We'll move on to the next thing. Will be opening the bids on the two buildings that we're getting the demolition on. All right. Do you have a sharp knife, Jason?
No.
Anybody got a sharp knife? I'm going to go through these and try to figure out the ones for the little Spencer building, the small building. Little copper. They're going to chill up good. That's what you have, and be a sealed bid, what's it? Like we just got, okay, this is 67. This is R&M Construction LLC. Ladies up bid up there. A lump sum of $19,500 to remove the building on 67 North Kentucky Highway 11. That's the Spencer building. $19,500 already. You better write it on there. It's come out his package, right R&M on there. This one here is from, I don't know which one
That
he
is
is.
the one I saw marked.
He's supposed to be in for both buildings, but I don't know his mark. See if this is the name. Turn down the two buildings. The budget can't make sure his contracts. Great. Stake that, mark it up. He's gonna make sure.
That's top secret, don't come fast.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Michael Todd building, that's the same building, that's, Kenny Spencer building, Michael Todd was last in it. He has got a total of $14,673.
Who is that?
That's William Gabbard.
That's to move the building off.
Yes, tear down the concrete.
Yeah.
And this Do It Right Trucking,
Okay,
Irving, Kentucky.
yeah.
Also,
What you might do is put it,
this is 67, I could do. Do It Right Trucking, looks like, Winchester, Lineville. That you, that Do It Right Trucking, $5,800 to remove that building. $5,800.
Same bill?
Same building, that's good. Yeah, I hope he bids up and that's cheap too. That's at 67. Who's this here? Chucky Oliver. He said he's gonna be bidding on that building. You don't know, Spencer building, $24,900, Chucky Oliver. Looks like you can believe big time. This one is from Steven Sizemore, let's put both his in there. This is not the one. Complete tear down building, manufacturing device, dumpsters. Tear down breezeway. This is different. Stephen Sizemore's bid is $69,350. Same building. This one is from Complete Demolition Service out of Georgia, is that correct? No, they made it different now, they've got it ramped up again. Demolition of old Spencer building. Scope of work will be $51,000. Wrong bid. Get down this Spencer building. what's the name of it? Do right?
Can you read their,
Which one?
can you read do rights again? I just want to make sure everything's the same as just the rest of them. That's complete removal, everything. I heard something about Winchester, you're hauling everything to Winchester, correct?
Well,
So that's complete tear down to concrete, what you get on bust the little sheds on the side.
And removal of everything.
Pretty obvious which one we want to be.
Yeah, that's no brainer.
We'll award you that bid.
appreciate it.
Make the motion and who's-
Who gives me a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion. Accept
Jeff makes a motion.
We may take some of that to, London.
That's fine, that's fine, I just heard Winchester.
It's safe.
As long as it leaves here, we don't care where it goes.
Who made the motion? Jeff?
I did.
Made the
Alan
motion. Alan seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That is for the Spencer Road.
You said Chucky didn't bid on this one.
No, he just went out there and he wasn't interested in that business.
What about Stevens bid?
I think so.
That person's got that.
That's the first one. Okay, this one is from R&M on the Callahan building in the car wash. Lump sum of $35,000. Let's remove it down to dirt and car wash down to blacktop.
No, I think he will. That's what it is.
Keep him for them auditors. All right, this next bid is from William Gabbard. That's on the Virginia Callahan building. Removing the building and the car wash, $49,399. Here's the next one, man. Good.
This one.
Do that trick. Good, playground place. I see the
I want to see you a good time.
Do rat trucking, $45,958. Who's next? Stevens, that horse is here, and I'll quit looking at it. This will be from Stevens Sizemore. $155,475. The last one. Okay. We're having one for complete demolition out of Georgia. Their complete scope of work is $89,080.
Car wash and the,
Big building too. Car wash and big building both.
R&M Construction's at $35,000. Closest to him is Do It Right, $45,000.
Well, you post down your insurance in the,
Yeah, he's a guy, he is, and everybody's got they got their insurance, like their workman's comp stuff. Yeah, he's licensed too. suggested, Jim?
What's $11,000 difference? I make a motion, we accept the R&M construction.
I'll second it.
Jason makes a motion. Skip second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. How much was the price on it?
35,000.
35,000.
I would take it if you
When can you start on your project?
Probably about 2 weeks or so.
Okay, I have the contract, and that's why I asked the county attorney to make sure we made it tonight, on these. And it's just kind of a basic deal with it. You look over it, just stating that, you will haul it, we're rewarded to you, where you want to haul material with proper disposal. The Fiscal court will not be liable for any accidents that happens on the property, if something happens to somebody while they're working. That's why you have your workman's comp and your insurance, so then you'll have on that building 30 days from the time it starts to tear it down. That's it.
See, they like to have at least to 1st of November.
We'll give you 30 days from that day, if anything, which I know it ain't gonna take 30 days, I don't want to think, but anything over that, I would have to reduce the bid price by $125 a week.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't see why anybody couldn't tear that down, but suitable to you.
Just very simple, basic kind.
Should be.
3 or 4 days, it'll be gone.
Yeah, I say probably knock it down a couple of weeks and be gone here.
Well,
Less.
we down for that.
I suggest if R&M cannot do this work, when we present it to him, if he can't do it, we give it to the second person in charge, which will be this man here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I will reach out to him as soon as this meeting's over and give him a 90-day window on that building on there. And if he tells me he don't want to sign the contract, don't do it, then we'll be contacting you because you're the next one under.
Sounds good.
And we appreciate you.
Got any, sign anything
Yeah,
tonight?
before you go, I'll get you to. You get done, we'll cut you a check, you pay them, we'll cut you another.
I'm not worried about that.
You guys here, you can't start the 1st November, so we'll give you on that one. Start.
I may be here before, I need that. I can do my job, I gotta pull off it. What's the date?
That's 13.
10th month?
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I'll speak to those gentlemen, if he can't. If he don't think he wants to go to town, he won't do it, I'll contact you. We'll go from there. Oh, so you know. You got his number?
Yeah.
Just call him when you get ready to start.
Okay. Got anything else?
No, sir, thank you for coming. I said I'll reach out to you.
You're welcome. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. Kendall Robinson, he is on board at the health department, and he's come up to be reinstated again, so, he's actually serves as part from the fiscal court, so I can get a motion to reinstate Kendall for another, I think it's another year or 2 years, anyway, for another term.
I move we reappoint him for another time.
I'll second.
Alan makes a motion, Jason second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no, ayes have it. All right. See, good. Yeah, car wash update, we got it cleaned up, got it ready to start going back. I spoke to a bunch of Louisville that came up, and they done the guy's car wash in Lee County, got it fixed back after the flood, and showed them what I wanted, to put it out to bid, so we've got it in the paper if anybody else wants to bid on it. But we should have that thing hopefully no later than 2 months, should be up and going with all new equipment in it. It'll just be car wash. Trying to get it up first and moving on over to the other building to start on it. Had some electricians come look at it today. Deals with car wash stuff, kind of runs a little different. So just wanted to update everybody on that, so maybe we can get that thing going in a couple of months and have some car wash here in town. We don't have to drive out of town to spray our vehicles out. And the next thing is this Pioneer Village. What's your guys' thoughts on moving that up to the industrial park? Not the industrial park, I'm sorry, the big field we have outside on our Wilson's. We'll go and put the RV, apartment, camper lots.
I think it'd be a great attraction.
I do too. I would like to get some feedback from the county, people that live out in the county. I want us to just jump ahead and move everything and do it. It does belong to the county, but it's kind of like the Memorial Wall. I'd like to get some feedback from the people out there. We'd like to put this in with their tourism and have it, people can go in and see them where they're at. A lot of people won't go to them, and they tore some of them up. So if we have them there, we can maintain them better and have them part of our tourism. There's some pretty interesting things on those and the literature on them and where they was moved from and all the stuff. So I just like to try and get everybody's idea on it, see what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks it'd be good. It'd be through it. It won't be through our county, it won't be through grant money to move them. It ain't gonna cost us, it'll cost somebody, not us. So we'll be able to move them if everybody's in agreement with it. We can get a pretty decent price on moving, what are this, 10 buildings up there?
I don't know.
There's 8 or 10 buildings, some of them real nice, we'll have to be taken back down, logged at a time, and numbered, put back up, and the other ones probably put on a trailer and move. I just thought with us trying to get a stage up there and camping and doing more stuff in that field, that it would be a pretty neat attraction for people to go through and explore instead of where they're at. And there's nothing wrong with Lake Rose, I was born and raised there, so it's just, we can't get nobody to go up there and look at it, it's far out of town.
How about the families?
Well, I went down and talked to the ladies that does it, the Gentleman Historical Society. They kind of told me everybody that passed away that owned everything and give me some literature on who moved them and all the stuff. And can't really find out, and that's why I was wanting to advertise it tonight to see if anybody that was family to them didn't want to move. I talked to Holly, her big cabin came from her family, and she was in favor of moving it somewhere that it could be seen and utilized, so she was in favor of that one. Like I said, they belong to us, but I'd rather not just jump out and move them without talking to people. I mean, try to show some respect and see what the folks that know stuff about them thinks. So if that goes over good, we'll do it probably one more time. If we don't get no bad feedback, we'll put in, try to get some money to move them. All right, the next thing will be road foreman's report. You have a road foreman's report in there. They just finished the CPP money upset to the legislation for the worst graded roads, so they grade them now. They just finished those up, 2 different locations. We applied again, so the state can come out and grade these roads. And it's not our flex money, it's graded from the state, so we'll try to get some more mileage for next year. You have anything you want to speak about on that?
It's good, y'all doing a good job. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I agree completely. We got completed on Buckle that with the blacktop.
The CPP, yeah. That's the state graded that. That was the worst graded road that they had, so. The way the legislature set it up now, then you've got to go through them, and
Yeah.
they send the state out, not the state, but that, last year it was a total cost, zero cost for the county. This year coming, 26, it will be a 10% match for the county. But if you can get $100,000 worth of blacktop for 10,000, that's
Yeah.
a win-win for all of us. So they didn't have time to put the flex down this year because they had so many state jobs going, so we'll put our flex down with what flex we'll get for 26, we'll get it all down next year, hopefully. Prudence, they just didn't have time to get it all down, which we only had 100-some thousand, which would be a little over a mile. But we'll put it all down next year, hopefully, so we'll get it done before we get the CPP back in. So that CPP is cracked pothole and bubbling.
That's all it is.
That's what it means. It's something new to come up with. All right. Solid waste report. Linda, you gonna give us a solid waste report?
Solid waste is still doing good. We do have the trash cans up at the county garage. If anybody wants to buy those, they come in the office and pay for them, in the judge's office and pay for them, and go up to the county garage and they'll load them up. I'm getting a lot of garbage bills back in the mail because the post office is saying they can't deliver. It's not the right address. So if people's addresses have changed, it would be nice if they would contact us and let us know, because we are getting their garbage bills back saying unable to forward. And there's quite a few of them. I probably got 50 or 75 back in the last 2 days.
With that being said, though, most of them is received them a month before, and I don't know if it's actually mail's fault or what, but we're getting.
Well, there's an issue with that going on right now where you've got a complete new group of people at the post office.
Yeah.
Before, you know, they was local people, they knew who you was, they
But
took
the
it to
mail
Henley, they
carriers-
just sent it out, but I'm having that issue myself.
I got a P.O. box out there, and I've getting a big bunch of stuff for the past, not this month, but the previous 3 months. I've had numerous items from attorneys sent to me saying they can't deliver it to P.O. box inside the post office.
Right.
Well,
There's a lot of issues going on with the postal service.
And the mail, when you take mail out here to the post office and drop it in the box, it don't get worked in Boonville. It gets sent to Lexington and Louisville, and they work the mail and then send it back to Boonville.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Right.
really totally crazy.
Yeah.
That used to, you had the local slot, you drop it in, you get your mail in the box the next day.
Yeah.
Now, everything goes out, like she said, most of it goes to Louisville.
Right.
And so it's gotta go, be sorted and come back before you get your mail. So
Yeah.
you're
So
4 or
somewhere
5 days
between-
out on the local
Right.
mail. literally.
Somewhere between here and there, we are getting a lot of returned garbage bills.
Well, another thing with it is, see, the post office does not recognize unless it's filed with somebody has to go do it. They don't recognize our 911 addresses. Just because Zeke's got a 911 address does not mean it's a postal address. It has to be put in by the post office to become a postal. So people's got addresses, 911 addresses, but they technically don't have a postal address. I ran into that issue.
It's a total mess.
They were sending my stuff back. And 64 Mulberry Street's a restaurant, I've received my packages there for years, ever since we've been there. But with the new administration, they'd send them back.
But if you don't get your mail, please call, you can pay over the phone. And it's the same, either way, come in and pay. It is a mess right now with that. All right, look at your transfers here, look at your list of transfers.
I make a motion to make any transfers as needed.
Jason makes a motion, Alan second, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, motion carried. All right, you got your bills in there, look at your bills.
I'll make a motion to pay all legally incurred bills when it's available.
Jason makes a motion.
I'll second.
You have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no, ayes have it. All right, open comments, and I've got Eric covered here with the back roads of Appalachian. And I want Eric to just fill people in a little bit about what's going on down on the farm, because we have a lot of people that don't understand the concept of what Eric does and how much Eric puts out to get tourism in here and helps the rescue squad and the fire department and the cheerleaders and all the stuff that he does. But I'd like for him to get up and speak about what all is done.
And I only got-
Trash picked up.
And I only got one speeding ticket to get her from Louisville in time, see, so.
Him, we can
Can you
get
help me with that? All right.
Just go ahead and let him talk to us here.
Howdy. No. Good morning, or evening, everybody. Of course, I think everybody here knows me. I should have moved, and I'll tell Shane Gabbard this, I should have moved to Owsley County instead of Jackson County. But I got a very expensive house payment, and I'm sure it'd be hard to sell right now for interest rates. But real quick, a lot of updates. Of course, Judge been really good working with us. Our property as of last week over there, we had Donut Media. Has anybody ever heard of Donut Media?
Big media.
It's it's the second largest YouTube channel in the world. They were in Owsley County. They bought the bus stop, multiple lunches for the crew. But we have 3 cars sitting in the barn now that in California they was allowed to spend $3,000 a piece on. And they have drove them from California and done multiple different motorsport challenges throughout the country. And they ended up in Owsley County on our property, where it's the American Rally Association's training center, where we was able to have them modify their cars even more and make them rally cars and a mock video for them to film. We was lucky and honored to have the Owsley County Volunteer Fire Department. They received a donation just to be there, just in case something happened. And this film will come out in the next month or so, but they had nothing but wonderful things to say. And of course, whenever I get people like that, I'll start selling. They're in California. What if you have a Kentucky-based LLC somewhere in Owsley County, then you have a property you can come and build and do whatever you want on. It's a win-win for everybody. But so that was that this week. The property itself, we're in environmentals, waiting on response. We're not allowed to move forward on anything besides me bush hogging. And I learned how to bush hog. I come from coal country. We didn't have tractors, we had mules and backhoes, is what we done. But we got the property looking very well. Now we will be able to maintain it ourselves, and I think that's very vital and important. Things that we did do this summer, I want to start doing, and so ask the court, ask the school, FAA, whatever. It's going to continuously need weed eating. Well, with that being said, I'd love to employ our youth to do that, and also give them a positive atmosphere to do it with. And I noticed that one man never rode side by side. I seen him on the property riding side by side with his own house, so that's a win for me, But that's on the aspect. Where we're at with the property itself is one thing that me and the judge, and of course, the court, is the fence line on the inside perimeter, not on the outside. But I don't need it. So as soon as the responses come, I think it's very important, because our organization believes in community first, racing second, is that we want to open up the first Owsley County farmers, come and get the fence line and the posts out, and they can have it for their farm and property and use it however they see fit. I think it's vital to do it that way. If Zeke gives permission on that afterwards and we don't have enough still gone, I'll expand it to where the property touches, Lee and Jackson County, and give that opportunity to the farmers as well. We should start construction sometime next month, finally, and the bridge, if it ever went to bid?
They've not called me yet, so the bid supposed to go out this month, but I've not got a phone call from District 10 office yet, so.
We also, as soon as it goes, and I know I'm a kind of a sore subject when I talk about this, but I'm here to bring good news, and hey, let's push you a little bit. We will start our first brand new campsites as soon as we're allowed to start. Actually, this weekend we're not charging because we can't yet, But we do have a large group coming in and they're staying on the property as long as they sign a waiver. They're staying up there, overlanders. And, you know, of course, they understand the direction and instruction. They will come to Boonville and they're going to eat lunch and dinner. You know, that's part of the penance pay, right? So, but we'll start that up as perimeter camping. And the reason why I say that is the transit tax. You know, I'm here now, we're here now. I'm the one that's going to be screaming, let's pass a transit tax so I can give legally the county money for tourism. Because without that transit tax and a full-time tourism director, I can't help you get state funds from the state tourism cabinet. This step process is required, but at the same time, we gotta be sustainable. Transit tax sounds like I know, God, another tax, right? It's a bad thing. I'm in East Kentucky and I get it. What we can do and the court can pass and something you all can work on, no pressure, is anyone in Owsley County wants to stay in the Owsley County facility, guess what? They don't have to pay the transit tax. Anybody outside of Owsley County, you have to pay a tax. We're used to it. We go anywhere, guess what we do wherever we go and stay? We pay a transit tax. You know, that's just part of the deal. But that tax goes to tourism, and then tourism can leverage state funds to market Owsley County. And that's how we start evolving what we're doing, and I'm willing to pay you tax. So I'll call it a win. Sorry, Zeke, I got you mad on that one. I tried in Jackson County, and they just look at me. I'm like, you don't. Jackson County has 81 Airbnbs. They don't have a full-time tourism director now. I bring a rally car racer every year, and we've been promoting overlanding and all that up there, and they still they have volunteer tourism base that can get state operation funds because the local citizens are afraid they're going to have to pay them another tax. And no matter how hard you scream to the magistrates, no disrespect, you know, that their constituents don't want this transit tax passed, therefore it don't grow the county. And again, it's not the locals paying the tax, it's the outsiders paying the money. So next weekend, you're probably going to get some good praises and some complaints. 24 Hours of Appalachia, downtown Boonville, Kentucky. We have 141 people registered. 141 cars and motorcycles and side-by-sides. Side-by-side, same thing. Sheriff, you see one without a tag on, I'm ticket. We passed the Senate bill for that for a reason. But anyone that's entering our event has to have insurance, street legal, and they gotta have all the safety requirements. And we will do a tech inspection to make sure they're safe. We're not doing it now.
What you're saying that is anyone entered into that.
Enter, not anybody else. Anyone of my people, you see, my people, outsiders come in, if locals don't, whatever, that's up to you on that one. My people will be legal and compliant. Now for the first time, Kentuckians can enter the 24 hours. Why is it important to make sure Kentuckians are legal and they have tags, insurance, and all that good stuff? They're gonna be on the National Forest. You can't be on the National Forest legally without being in a street legal unit. So that's why I push that so hard in Powell County. We got that going on, so you're also aware with court. I know that Miss Sandy Dunn, who's been working on a power grant, working with you all. I had the opportunity where Sandy did submit. I was able to get $35,000, a potential $35,000 from the Just Transition Fund, using what we have already have a relationship with them to help you all with your power grant. It has nothing to do with us as an organization. We just want to be a partner in that and help grow that grant, the power grant, which I think is going to be 1.1 or 1.2 million or something. So that's what I'm here for, is to help, not just do my thing, it's to do other things to help the county and the city and all that good stuff. But next weekend we will start the 24 Hours of Appalachia at 7 a.m., not at dark. We learned a lesson. I loved it, but we don't want nobody getting startled at night. So we're going to start in the morning instead. Friday night we'll be downtown doing a tech inspection. We have shipped Art Brusca Green APU, which you all allowed, what road was that? Fox Hunter Knob, let them test their rally car before the race. We did. He's sending hundreds of pounds of Polish sausage and buns to the fire department for them to make money. We are raising money this time. I had a long conversation with Brandon at the fire department. We cannot donate every year to the same cause. That's not how this is supposed to operate. So this year, the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway is something that's going to be coming that, I'm trying to go ahead and get ahead of. is all the extra traffic that we're bringing to our unimproved roads. Let's start building up the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway so they have the funds to maintain the unimproved roads versus coming to the county and saying, hey Judge, can you pay us or pay to fix this, you know? So we're trying to get them up in our budget session. I plan on asking for state funds for that, where we can have a committee where we can look at all unimproved roads and have the decision what roads need to be fixed now, what can wait till next year. That way we're not going to be dependent on the counties to pay for that out of the road funds to maintain an old gravel or old rocky hollow road. That's my plan. I might still be telling and begging for money. I don't know yet. But that's really it.
How about the trash pickup? Trash pickup.
Trash pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, we had 71 people from across the country come on our property. There's some kind of Gambler 500. Has anybody ever heard of that? So
Here to you come over here.
the Gambler 500, you're allowed to spend $500 on a car or a truck and you're allowed to put $100,000 in it, but you can't spend more than $500. It's not a race. These people come to our communities and pick up our trash. It's a competition who picks up the most trash. And it's good, but it's also shameful, you know, to even have that. We had a man from Texas for the first time, an 86-year-old man, come with his son, never been to Kentucky, to come and pick up our trash. That should tell you something. But they stayed on our property. It cost us hot dogs and hamburgers and a mow job around the pond. And we had all these people up there, had a good time. They picked up over 2,800 pounds of trash in Owsley and Jackson County, and also 137 tires. And one day event. And then they had a good time Sunday morning, had breakfast up there, and went. They're going to come back next year. And we're going to continue to grow that effort. And you know, my thing is in Harlan County, I used to get blamed all the time at Little Shepherd's Trail. You ever been up there?
Yeah.
Gorgeous, beautiful place. Take your wife, family, go necking, go exploring, whatever you want to do. It's a paved road, single track road, used to be gravel. It was the original road for the wagon train, and it's a great rally car road. But when we was up there and we started highlighting promoting it, all of a sudden we got the outsiders on their motorcycles, got blamed for the condoms, they got blamed for the needles, they got blamed for all the beer bottles up there laying around. You know, so again, that's not outside dollars. That's not what outsiders do. You know, they come in and, you know, prime example, I just got back from Colorado. I was able to do something that's really cool and unique called the Colorado 500 with the state senator, Brandon Smith. We got to go, and it's an elite kind of thing. They pave through charitable things so that certain roads that no one else is allowed to be on, you're allowed to go one time a year on and go ride your motorcycle. But you know what the most unique thing about Colorado was and why they're booming in adventure tourism versus East Coast? Any idea? How much trash do you think I saw in 500 miles?
No.
0. Not a wrapper, not a bottle, nothing. And it's a different kind of culture. That's what it comes down to. You can't buy something they don't give you plastic bags. And I thought that was awful at first, and then you go and see it, and I'm like, well, that worked pretty good. So. But we got that going on. Our TV show, just got back from Louisville. We officially announced it. Of course, Owsley County and Boonville is highlighted inside of that. Sometime in the future, I would like to talk about us coming back again and doing 2 more episodes of Owsley County, really expanding what we've done. We are a Kentucky opioid grant recipient, and we're allowed to ask the county court for opioid funds where I can pay the film crew to come and do it. You know, we are in a grant cycle right now at GAP. So I have one employee, her name is Claudia Mardell. April now, she just got married. But she is a young woman that's married with a child that's making a livable wage from Harlan County, Kentucky. She broke the barrier. She comes from a poverty family. Family's always been on drugs, alcohol, no income. And now she's in college, getting her graduate social degree. And she is getting ready to, she bought her first home in Harlan County. And, you know, she's doing the right steps, married with a child, not a child, you know. And their SCAT process, I gotta figure out, so I went to the opioid abatement committee, how can I keep funds coming in to keep her employed while we're doing, until the next cycle of funds, and they told me to come and beg to the court, that the court is legally allowed to award for filming, and I think we could do a lot more waypointing and everything else inside of that, not just filming for Owsley County, because I do have a very strong interest here. This past weekend, Senator Robert Stivers, for the first time ever, was with me for 2 straight days, smiling and giggling, so that's kind of new. We did the SCCA Appalachian Hill Climb Series in Manchester, Kentucky. We had a race over there. A professional green coat, kind of fancy race. And we had a long conversation about Owsley County and what we're doing and how we're doing it. But ultimately, Owsley County is going to be off-road. That's going to be the focal point, in my opinion. I think Owsley County can really prosper. And the next step is figure out partnerships to be able to get Airbnb training in here for a local citizen. I do know some farms that's been called lately inside Owsley County. And from investment firms trying to buy the property. Why is that, you think? They know the boom is coming. So Powell County can have their hikers. That's fine. Hikers don't spend money, I can prove it. You know, but venture bike motorcyclists and overlanders, not really per se the side-by-side market, but them two industries is a $60 billion industry inside the United States of America. No one's capitalizing on that mentality on the East Coast, only on the West Coast. So with the Danny Boom Backcountry Byway, oh, here he is again. He follows me everywhere I go.
You were following me last week.
I hear you. You're late.
So were you last week?
The Kentucky Adventure Trail, you know, everything we got going on for AOT, that it's going to be prime. Things I want to start working on with the court is trying to figure out how to contain it, how to drive into Boonville, how to drive into your local businesses. But at the same time, how do we manage disputes? How do we manage if there's someone, you know, that does something, you know, local or outsider? How are we going to start coming with that presence on what to do? Because it's coming, and if, you know, I don't want to be me against you all. I want us to work together, and let's have an action plan now, start putting it together. So it's smooth transition where we ain't going to be mad at each other. You know, my job is, that's what I tell the state police all the time, my job is to bring them, it's your job to catch them. You know, and, but there is opportunities on every form of economic development. Thing else I would like to bring up is we're going to ask in our budget session for a very large budget this year. I'm at max capacity. I cannot do no more than what I'm doing with the staff I have. I gotta have more staff and better staff to continue to grow our organization. We did move our headquarters from Harlan County, Kentucky to Owsley County 3 weeks ago. We are officially registered in Owsley County through our federal agencies where we receive funding, and the state budget and everything else will come through Owsley County Fiscal Court now, as long as y'all have me. This has kind of become, in a way, my life working mission, and I love Owsley County, and I'm not knocking, but that one video where they call it the poorest county in America, by God, we're going to fix that. You know, ain't nobody going to come back and tell me that. And so where I can see it in Zeke, I think that through the clientele and the people I work with, it's an easy fix that we can do. It's just about driving the traffic. But we got to do it in a manner, in a way, that traffic's not going to be overwhelming or it pisses off the local citizens. And that's really kind of the balance point I'm at, because it's coming. Next Friday, I encourage each and every one of you, come to downtown Boonville. You don't believe me. You know, we have Dave Coe coming. Dave Coe is the owner of King of Hammers. You've ever heard of that? It's the largest off-road event in the world. It happens in Johnson Valley, California. He has agreed to Leatherwood, Kentucky, to have King of Hammers East, but the Ultra 4, which is part of him, is going to be on their property. Training center. We're training staffing. Next up with him is something we've been working on, conversations. He does something in California called Ultra 4 Next. Ultra 4 Next is for high school students and young adults to learn how to build race trucks. Now, Ultra 4 and King of Hammers is not a pickup truck. It's a two-frame chassis that's Senate Bill 63 In the state of Kentucky, as long as they have the requirements, can be inspected by the local sheriff, and they can be approved and by the county clerk, where they can be street legal. They're only allowed to go 20 miles. Why is that important? We can do more races. In the world of rally car racing, is the only form of motorsport that they're publicly allowed to transit on public highways because they're street legal. Ultra 4 now can become street legal where they can set up in Boonville, Kentucky. They can drive 20 miles to an off-road track somewhere, do their racing, and then they can come back to the town where the money will be spent at night. That's the whole purpose of that bill. Side by side is the byproduct of why we done that. So Ultra 4 did register on their property. So now they have a licensed agency now and an LLC inside of Kentucky where these trucks can start coming and getting tagged. So it's going to be in small ways, but it's coming, but that's still an opportunity for us in Owsley County. Any questions for me? Zeke says I'm done.
Don't even talk 30 minutes.
I'm better than you at it. I do a lot of these sports.
I just wanted you to kind of tell people, I mean, you guys got anything? You know,
The only question that they'll even be there, if you would tell the public one more time, they do not have to pay the transit tax.
No.
That's for anybody coming in the
And you all
Owsley
can pass that
County.
ordinance that if there's someone that has a flood or they have a fire, their house, something happened to it, you all can pass that ordinance where the local Owsley Countyans don't have to pay if they need that place to stay.
Right.
And that's something legally allowed inside the Commonwealth of Kentucky to do.
I just knew that would be a question.
Yeah.
I know that would be a question.
Every Airbnb has a transit
Right,
tax.
right,
And the person renting it's one pays for it,
Yep.
you know, it's not gonna be on your homeowners unless you got Airbnb. But Steve Gibson came to me the other day and said that he's got that Airbnb out there, and he said since it started this down on the farm, he stayed booked. You know, and I said, if we do decide to put one on, to help the tourism, you know, they just put it on the company, and it is what it is. I just had some people, you know, they think that they just want to be a place to party, drink, and raise cane down there, and this stuff. Told them that it's not, it's professional people coming in here to run around the cars.
When we do our events now, there will be opportunities. People, I'm not their daddy's keeper. They're allowed to have alcohol as long as they purchase it and they're above age and they keep a container. I had no problem with that, but if someone is out of spec, out of state, belligerent, if we ain't got a sheriff deputy on time, that's fine. We're going to make sure they're sober and we're going to kick them out. I work with the highest ranking motorsport facilities in the United States. We are not a drug fest.
No, and that's what
Rednecks with paychecks, I think is the word they, that looks fun down there in Texas. I couldn't imagine how they get insurance, you know. But this is all going to be professional. One other thing I'll leave off and shut up after that. Our property will always be free for Owsley County people. If you can prove to me you live in Owsley County, when we start doing events and racing events and having, you know, different kind of venues, Owsley County will never pay a dime to be on our property. I can't say that if you want to buy a hot dog or something like that, but as far as the entry fee, that's something I committed with as well. We do the same thing wherever we go. But if you live in Jackson County, I'm going to get you on that one. So look at it, he's like, so, but you know, honestly, that's what it's about. We want to start raising, figuring out ways to work with the high school. We want people to be on our property. We can work there. We're in talks with Johnson Shell right now. I know you all have a wonderful FAA program. We're not going to be a full-blown restaurant. I don't want to be a restaurant. Not what I do. But what we do is we have a giant pond that we can keep stock. We can buy local beef. We can buy local produce with refrigerators where it's going to be a face system. Well, we're a kitchen area. I trust you. You bought $20 worth of beef, pay $20. If not, God's going to get you. Ain't worried about it. But that way we can start buying from our local suppliers where we can have food and they can eat up there if they want to. But a lot of people's going to be lazy, right? Nobody wants to cook. So what are they going to do? We're going to have giant markers on how to go. So you got to go like Itsy Bitsy. I finally ate her. She's finally open. It was good. So, and you got down here in Boonville and we're going to try to drive as much traffic as possible in this direction before there's other options. And explain why it's important to come and support here versus going somewhere else. And I think that's really a good thing. I know the senator's really working hard on a 3-county initiative for regional. And, of course, we're going to work with Jackson and Clay County on that aspect. But again, the off-road segment is going to be Owsley County. And that was the decision of what we talked about again yesterday. So, anything else?
You did good.
I appreciate it. 1995. Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, you guys have any questions on anything? Good.
See, I was just gonna add real quick that, the first day to file for offices is Wednesday, November the 5th. The last day to change political party, be eligible to vote is, December 31st.
So they can change their party up until December the 31st, yeah, we vote in the May round.
When's
Yes.
the final day of filing?
January the 9th is the last day. And then anybody that signs up after that, they'll be,
When will absentee ballots be able to be mailed out?
I don't know about that.
30 days prior. 30 days prior.
You're 30 days prior to the date.
Okay. Well, I just got you caught up on that.
And it's $50 for each filing fees.
Okay. While she's on talking about the election, I have had a lot of people contact me in the last little bit about who I'm supporting and who my matches are supporting and who people supporting for this race. And I'm not naming the race, but everybody can probably guess. I do not care. I've not got a dog in the fight. I don't care who wins it. It ain't nothing to me. Let the best person with the most votes win. I mean, I'm just worried about mine, and I'm sure these guys feel the same way.
Absolutely.
I'm not sticking my neck out for nobody, and I just want that to be here because I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. So, if they have anything they want to talk about, then come to the office and talk to me. That's just where I'm going to go with this, because I'm not interested in nobody else's race, and I'm not getting in nobody else's race. But I don't support my party. That's at the end. I'm just tired of hearing about all this drama. So with that being said, I've got nothing else to say about that. Anybody else want to say anything on that? You're all elected officials, so you got.
It is an election year, $50 and 2 signatures. All offices are open. 60, they go up to 60.
No, 50.
Jeff came here.
I get my cut.
And we
All
have the
offices.
paperwork ready to go. If people want to go ahead and stop by and get it, to have it started.
Every man for themselves,
Or woman.
or woman. Sorry.
I should not be able to sit and dictate who you vote for. You vote for exactly who you want to vote for, so.
I
I can't even talk my wife into voting for somebody if she don't want to, so. I think we're going to stick with it, forget about it.
Each one of us is gonna run his or her own race. That's what it amounts to. You're not getting involved with other people's races.
Anything else? I guess then we'll get a motion to adjourn.
I move with adjourn.
I'll say it.
Alan makes a motion, Jeff seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like, thank PRTC and the local paper.